eye new eye levy a eye NDC aban ediaba eye 1 cedi sa 1 cedi no ye de ba beto petrol board so the question is simple. Petrol board now turn the same 5 months ago and then the petrol no turn the same. So aban the 1 cedi account ho. The question here is it more than the now turn na? A simple question, because more than the now turn there. Then na ebia and then aban obu. And then na abano a bona or share no abano adadao. If you run out 1,000, I feel also at 1,000 so about 500. Now upkeep of the house 200 they also one utia into the end of the month utia 700, meaning you are saving 300 Ghana cedis. Ubeka say if you run a boo and also Ubeka say deal now the amount a good deal, and that is what we are looking at today. You see at the 1 cedi aka a petrol board. Now 1 cedi aka petrol board and the auto petrol now is saying, is it going to be more than before you were complaining? Into Mahamudu Bawumia and the clowns, they are talking. Now, yanko back, na yanshe asemo na nkasamu. Na yama Ghana fo hu, enkwasiadia MPP ya, nyansa, your friend nyansa rechichire, because they could not do what the NDC they are doing now, no, they are trying to confuse everybody. Anytime say Ghana for, aha no kren yaka, ye jumbo biate na wase, shadie. You see this? Esla. Now, Esla, a foot be a John Mahama NDC. Omu ye den, omu 2 year, omu de 2 ho, and also mu be a year 2015. Now, sa foto na ne juma jire nyina ne say, sa foto no, sika ye di be gumuno. What it will do, majority of it, sa sika ne bebo yenkania humban. Ye energy sector no, eno na ye de bebo humbra. Intina eye foto a NDC aban 2015 omu bie ya omu di sika gumu. Now in 2015 the NDC as a means of dealing with Ghana's escalating power generation debt came up with ESLA. Now the idea behind this levy was to use it to exclusively offset the energy sector debt. In the ESLA na NDC bie in 2015 no na eye foto a edawa ye di sika gum na sa sika no Diani adi say eka beda ye energy ana ye nkanea mu na ye ko eka na ye yisa sika ni bi na ye de ako. Enti idea ni ema John Mahama de Esla ba ni nyina say saa foto no sika na ye di gum sika na ye nya no petrol mu ni ade na ye di gum a na say ye nkanea sam ye konya problem na eka beda wa na ye yisa sika ni bi na ye de aden ye de ako saka no. Enti that was the intention na etare kire ema NDC for John Mahama mo ebie Esla, yes, football. No. Now, the Esla, as of 2017, when the NDC left office for the NPP to take over, was over 3 billion. In 2017, NDC free power, 2016, January 7th. Sike eko gumu na egum no. 2017, na sike dem over 3 billion cedis. So technically, the NPP government came to meet 3 billion na eda energy footwom na sika eda wa enisi ede ensaka. Say ye nyina mu nkania ho nsem, ye energy ho nsem, say ECG boka, say ye nkania ye pese ye plant foforo a na akoyi sa sika ni bi na ye dey solve sa problem no. Into the job of ESLA was to take care of these issues. Eti John Mahama free power no sika or handy over the ma MPP na eda sa fotuo no na ye 3 billion Ghana cedis. Now, the NPP, instead of using the funds for its intended purpose, instead depleted the account, collateralizing the fund for further loans and using the remaining amounts on things that are not related to energy. MPP ba power mbe sa 3 billion se na edawa John Mahama ne NDC abanja to wo sanka enne e ka bedawa ye pesika e dia ko energy ka no ye bewa ko yibi no dom ye ne se omo baaye no sa sika no enom de omu nsa bomu omo de omu nsa bomu no afa nyoma ye mfa sa sika ne ye no eno na omo de sa sika ne ye na de na yakran se omo betu sika no omo de sika no ko si awawa enti omo de Esla fund no omudi ko si awawa enti sika bia na ebemu no na emba Ghana for na omudi sa sika na edemu no ene sika bia eba fund ni mu bia no na omudi si awawa enti 100 million toma na ekọ say 50 million toma na ekọ instead say saa foto no ko beje sika na gum nanka ada ho ne yade ako den eye eka ebeba energy sector no omo di si awawa inti sika bedempe na de akote ya sika bedempe no moyi omo so de akotu aka. Into what they were doing is they were using the money to do their own things and na omo de omo nsa boss sika nim. These are facts. Now I mention what there. So I also follow facts now. In 2017, make sure the reason why in here, sir, one city way, every Ghanaian should support this government for it to last. And then a bit me ask Ghana, your energy sector. And anytime I start to me busa, I will say, and the men woka say, petrol turn the same. And 5 months ago, now turn the same. And the petrol now what tono? I had even one city account. Is it more than time and Mahamudu Bawumia more power na? Say more than that there, then a buying a boo. But the question here is, sa sika yadi abeka and the petrol hu 12. Me busa will say, sa sika no a dose chain time and Mahamudu Bawumia to swana. Mama show the NPP for catch say time and more power. Me jum and into one city way. It is something we are all supposed to embrace. Aban way ABB, we will make sure the reason why it's here. We all need to support this initiative by the NDC government. I'm going to introduce one city. Say fanka petrol be a better hono. Now this is what they are going to do with it. I'm going to say so one city petrol hono. It is to fight Dumsor. It is to fight a car at the energy sector. So from 20 years ago, aban bian to minkuye. Now we read annual reports on the management of the energy sector levies and accounts, where you can offer the reading report to 2017. Again, I can offer kaye. My men king kan chiro. Send a bear kwasiebi. Eti baby a on king kaya. Obetia says a Ghana no in yansafo na echichire. Nenya nkemu eni jimi eni echichire Ghana. Now, who read the document now submitted to Parliament by Ken Oforiatta, Finance Minister or Minister of Finance. Date na show no for the year 2017. For the year 2017. 2017, a day na Oforiatta call Parliament kwa kachire fa esla no ho. Obeto sa sika no. Did he confirm sana sika no sika da ho? Mumianko kain. Now read the document now. This is what it says. Let me enlarge this. Senebeya, you can read this document with me. So I read the document now. The executive summary, it says this. This report is prepared in line with Section 6 of the Energy Sector Levies Act 2015, Act 899, as amended Act 946, which requires that the Minister for Finance submits an annual report to Parliament on the management of the levies and accounts established under the Act. Into executive summary now, Emrasha Ken Oforiatta say, Obeba Parliament, now Obe kan achireye footwo no sika edem ene de ye di sika no e wo se ye de ye. In 2017 no, Emrasha Ken Oforiatta sa embra na ye friend Levies Act 2015 no, Act 899 o ma amend ye no, ebe no Act 946 no. Sam embra no share the finance minister Ken Oforiatta say, Ombra Parliament na esla sika no obeto ye no. Sa sika no ombe chire mu de dam ene de da homa Ghana ye energy ana ye sika sem fa ye nyinemu nkane asem ho. Now read the performance of the levies in 2016 and 2017. Performance of the levies in 2016 and 2017. May read the mum. I say where Ken Oforiatta ankasa no asem where NPP time omobeto. This is what they said. This is what Ken Oforiatta said to you Ghanaians. In 2016 and 2017, a total amount of 5.5 million was lodged into the ESLA account out of a total collection of 6.4 million. Now, of the total lodgement, an amount of 4.8 million was utilized. Now, sika 6.4 million. Omu using 4 million. Now, the amount is made up of 2 million, 2 million, let's round it up, 2 million spent on road maintenance. Omu beto esla sikana na ekadawa I was here the solve Dumsor. Omu so mobile omu use kanu 2 million. Then omu de omu so omu koye kwine. Omu de maintaining roads. Remember, That time, we were supposed to build new plants. We were supposed to make sure, say, the first thing they did, over 5 million. No, what they did was they said, say, 2 million at their maintaining roads, road maintenance, and 2 million. Now they move forward and they said this. I'll say the National Electrification Program and the provision of public lighting and almost some of the road maintenance and the National Electrification Program and the provision of the public lighting. Now we are also saying 2.8 million they spent towards the clearance of liabilities of energy sector state-owned enterprises. We are almost 2.8 million and chia abain jumakua omode de ECG ka omode de ka energy light ka omiko light bills. It is sikana mo betu ye na foto a eda ho a wo senka ye nkane asam ye pese ye expand ye pese ye stop Dumsor no instead say omo be check omo priorities because your scale of preference ye de hia ansa na ye de fata into omo ba e no so road maintenance hia e no mo call ye de asladim sikana eda ho na wo se ye bo ye nkane no ho ban no e no mo yi ye wo se 2 million ye da kwa maintenance omo fa kwa ye kwan o omo so mo de kwa maintenance. We almost say 2.8 million. Also, state agencies bid the car light bill into Kutia. This is money that they came to meet as a political party. This is money NDC Jama Omo. And the MPP for said day. And you don't have to listen to them. Omo bodam. Now, Uko Wenima say the reduction in the stock of outstanding liabilities of the SOEs includes payments to VRA creditors, bank or trades creditors in the amount of 1.7 million and payment to TOS editors banks. So almost say yi sikano eco treat your light bills toward ye omutia omutia bima bima VRA state enterprise just say just say sikano mo beto ye no de do to your light bills no mo de ka. In addition to these payments, a total amount of 279 million was transferred into the escrow accounts of ESLA PLC in November and December 2017 towards debt servicing. We read act natural from the beginning. Where Kerofuriato, Ojina Parliament catcher say, Omuyi, eye ESLA sikana, or see the boy and Kanya Hobain, yet tia eka, ECG the car, see it to a ton frango. Near the generating more power. Also, omu yisa sikano a day. Omu yisa sikano 297 million. Omu de a day. Omu kutiaka. Eka bang. Eka be a dawa. We could have used other means to pay. No, they had to enter Asla. Sikana ya de atwa ma enchirima se ya de be ko inkremu kania sa Dumsor ba biem no. MPP buy no study somebody tiaka. Now you see where the problem is coming from. Senka MPP building on ESLA sika mo beto yankenenke about 70 billion edaho. Do you know that? But they didn't do that. What they did was that they entered ESLA. Sikana eye MPP NDC jato hono omu di sikani nyina. Point 6. Beside these payments, government also supported the pay down of SOE's liabilities from budgetary resources other than the ESLA. They used the money on things that were not. That ASLA did not allow us, or the act did not allow us to use the money on. If you could see, say, the priority, ASLA's priority was changed. NPP changed the priority of ASLA. They decided to create a new priority for ASLA. Because the reason why our NDC for ABSR for Tuono was geared towards protecting and maintaining and paying debt of our energy sector. Bigger things to sustain our energy. Yenkania honsem no. And internet John Mahama NDC for a day. Be Asla no. But MPP by no, they changed the focus because they wanted a way to steal that money. Now, I'm sure there. Look at this. Oh, I'm reading this part of Suncho. I'm in performance of the levies in 2017. This is kind of Furiata's statement in 2017. I'm better Osla no. Esla no sikana or masena no. Or can we now parliament yenti and then kwasiafo we catch say yeah the one city abeka petrol unto mun TV da umuko demonstration. Peace that for mun tie me na min chire mu chire wo. NDC aban adwene da mu tirim no en sibi on person mo bo man no. They are intelligent. We need to support them. Me who GPRT for mu Jimmy on one say and the auto petrol saying 5 months ago auto petrol saying you may put to shut up. Time your two petrol, your tea petrol. So how long did it take you people to reduce your prices? Munya dina munya foolish politics, no? Now let me read this to you. MPP bets in opposition 42 years. When you read this document, performance of the levies in 2017, can you for no? For the years under review, or for the year under review, sorry, a total amount of 2.8 million was lodged into the ESLA account out of a total collection of 3.15 million. The disbursement and utilization amounted to 2.4 million. A breakdown is as follows: 181.7 million in debt recovery for toll. Almost toll 181 million. So I'm going to car. And I'm going to say 47 million in downstream foreign exchange under recoveries, and also something they took care of. 91.9 million for the payment of power utility debts. A car yedi tua energy keda hono omu yibi di tua. When you go for it, says 21.7 million for premix and RFO subsidy. Almost a premix ye kradebano omu di kutia ekanibia na edaho. When you go to point 8, in addition to these disbursements, 905 million and 23.7 million were transferred to the road fund and energy fund to support road maintenance and the activities of the Energy Commission respectively. Into Omuyi, a year 905 million and 23.7 million to the road fund. And now almost had to be called a year Energy Commission. Into between road funds and Energy Commission, they spent a year 905 million and also 23.7 million. So you could see, say, a lot of it went into road maintenance. It's not road construction, it went into road maintenance. Because when you take ESLA money, that's how you could take care of minerals, energy commissions issue. I don't have a problem. So how you could tia a car power utility debt ECG car I don't care. But so that amount of money, a lot of that money into road maintenance. Then I ask you, say, some amount of money, road maintenance, road design will maintain, because the priority of this fund, Sasika we are NDC GH not to pay debts of our energy sector. It wasn't, the priority wasn't road maintenance. Sanka a road construction because why you're crying. Now they also acquire potholes, they are maintain quine. How do we assess that? Over point 9. The utilization of the levies has contributed to the provision of a more stable power supply for Ghanaians, increase access to electricity under the National Electrification Program, and ensure a stable supply of premix and residual fuel oil to fishing communities and industries across the country. Majority of the money went to things that were not a priority to ESLA. Because the reason why I say ESLA, it wasn't about road maintenance. It wasn't about potholes, patching of potholes. The reason why John Mahama, over free power, or T ESLA, Oja over 5 to 6 million gumno, it was for us as Ghanaians to be able to have money sitting to pay for energy debts. A cabe sibia and the MPP ja katuona ne di tia sakano. So now you see, these are the things we've been talking about. The MPP are quick to make noise because I'm going to say Ghana for Jimmy. Now, let me explain something to you. The question here is, where Ghana now Shemi? Ekufuadu free power, not a liter of fuel, 16 Ghana cedis. In 5 months, John Mahama moved about 12. That's fine. Now the question here is, you're the one city out of petrol, so send a beya a car at dahon because abine dinkan state yachro abine say sa one city order to petrol is to fight the Dumsor. Then a Dumsor ba a car NPP jato ho ya DECG car billions. Now the question to the MPP then say abina or tesuna one MPP di omoko share IMF program wa yenyan free muno. Abina etosuna right now it is trying to create revenue to pay off a car NPP jao hono. The question to the MPP then say, how do you expect the government to raise this money? Because a kana da hono say yanko a kana be mene ye can ya nibe dum kojoto. It is a abine say we tomati petrol so from 16 at about 12. Now so or the one city at to petrol so which is less than how much we're paying before. The question is abino so wanya way na say Wama Ghana for and contribute a city to the petrol to fight a car a diasu sisia ama sebio ye nyina munkania enhye dan gina so a mebusa MP before say hina binding kofaska because you cannot use debt to pay debt. Now the reason why I'm saying is untimi for a car entua car and say eno na ya for years and a car a da ECG ni entumi ntua. Now somebody will say the government should borrow domestic. And I say abana embo besia ofie. And I say abana enkwa brochire nkobo besia. And that has been the argument of the NPP. Adena abana embo besia emfa entua. Adena oje one city free Ghana ni bi obeto petrol ho. Remember, Ghana ni bi obeto petrol. Inta de intina abano enkobo besia. Now, let me break this down to you. The reason why the decision at NDC taking here the best decision in the history of Ghana no any. Say aban kwa bontini ko bobesia. Remember, say aban kwa bontini ko bobesia 10 billion cedis. In the space of 3 years, we will pay about 3 billion as interest on that loan. Say abaiji besia wo fie. In a space of about a year or two, sa besia ne beji di fie no, this same government will have to do what? Pay the interest of that besiano. Now, so odeka 10 billion. Now kwa bontri ko bobesia 10 billion. Now the befie ebetua ayedie 10 billion kano. Na sa besiana ko boy no ehun si wono ebe 3 billion. You are still fighting debt. That means that problem you wanted to solve, you cannot solve it. It is for NPP even to suggest to say the government should go out and borrow. No, the NPP is not thinking intelligently. Now, what the government is doing now, and they say, the government does not want to incur more debt. Because one, we are even in an IMF program. It's right now, no, a car at that Ghana, so a car ye de. A ban went to me, sorry, and san koboka, and kobo besia, and found beto Ghana in the so, and my own interest for the next 10 years. So the government is saying, so we're to me at the petrol from 16 abedu 12. It is very important to say, ye de one city beto so send ye beya sa one city no ye yi sa sika ni nyina e ka MPP jan wo ho no ye betumi dia kosaka no without paying interest, meaning we will be fighting a Canada ho no and we will not be incurring debts. The most dangerous thing I hear over the years as a nation, and I say we have always used debts to fight debts, and majority of the people who sit on radio and TV and talk to us say I'm economists, you know, most of them are not intelligent enough to know, say, Saudi a car etua car, ultimate tuakani wieda. And at force in the NDC, John Mahamudu per se, I'm breaking that jinx, you know. What they want to do is say, right now, your what space kakra, petrol no abba form no. Say, the one city to swa, sa sikani a year, a canna down your betum yakun, abra, young kobobi sian fan beto or mine so, any or my young woman so. Into right now, no, John Mahamudu's government is avoiding borrowing to at the end of the day, burden the ordinary Ghanaian. Because the reason is, say John Mahama buy the kwa bontene, na so mo kobo besia, no mo betua e kana da hona. What is going to happen is say, sa besia ni interest no, ya the sa interest no beto Ghana for so. That means say in the year or two or in the next few weeks, we need to increase taxes. It is going to be tax increment because sa e kana da hono, sa interest no one intia. So what you will see, they say, so on your way now, every single day, taxes will be going up. More taxes will be added. Now you'll be asking, are they not buying the taxes to us? So, all because we have failed to take responsibility. Inti John Mahama mo pese omo break that jinx no. Send ye beya aban no ensan kwa abontene because e kana nkofo eja to wo no. So kwa abontene kwaje besia e the interest ba e the nsiho e the nsiho ba. Sa nsiho no sa wutua e kana wo fie na sa nsiho na beda na e ka da wo so. For us to prevent this, for Ghana to move forward without having this problem, no, yan for 1 city and 2 petrol no so because 1 city required 2 petrol so na sa 16 na na ekufuado edge no enru ho. Enti when the beka say aban ebu no e kire obi a wan na adwene say on person obedi no kura say bi onim nyansa because at the end of the day until you prove to me say John Mahama ebona o share Ghana for say oba obeti petrol so no wanye John Mahama ebona o share Ghana for say oba obeti petrol so no say bi sa petrol no wante so wate so na say John Mahama wate so akodu point bi o hu ni say we will need $1 more a city, 1 Ghana city to try and pay the debt at MPP for we jato ho. So when I say NDC aban ebu no because the question here is Sanka John Mahama anti petrol no so and anka 16 and John Mahama car say they say beto petrol the 1 city back to so if you say car MPP jato ho no e was see etua den anka obeka say John Mahama ya oba ya we anti petrol no so osaba ya wasa the 1 city abeka ho nti esia no MPP kura ye chair NDC if you say na NDC MPP abreso no na top petrol 16 a liter and they turn 17 but as we speak today MPP abreso no near top petrol no dey 16 and they turn 12 it is na man say for 1 city to so na yemfa ntua ka no abra yenkobo besia obonten na sefie na emfa insinwumba ma yentua emma more taxes mbra. Why are you not understanding this simple thing? E kire nipa na o chechire mu kire no wagimi e politics na MPP for them oye. The MPP as a political party no omo agimi omo ni munyansa. You see, they have always played on the conscience of their followers because Mahamudu Bawumia sa nipa dodo a omudi edien omudi MPP echi no they don't read omon kenkan anything they have a problem with me. They have a problem with this platform. They have a problem with the people who speak on my TV because omonim say any ba ye be ma Ghana for ehu no kore no in the same way Ghana ni na say o ka say o man way e better na Afrikam e better na ke da ho and the aban say ye pese ye stop Dumsor e car e da ho from tetia ye ntumi nkuntina de bia Dumsor ho e energy a ye ntumi enye den en sustain ye ntumi tua ye ka aban say de e be ne say ye the 1 city e beto e de petrol so nde petrol na ye ton nde no ye ton say time MPP wo so inti problem ni ho aban say sa 1 city no ene na obeyi e de tua ka na eyi efiri ho se na be ya me ne wo ye ho be henhan ye aban say onkwa abontene enkobo besia efiri so okobo besia e di nsi ho beba e sa de ka ba beto ye so inti ekoje 10 million ye de betua ECG kana sa nsi ho na ka ho na betua aban will be forced to bring more taxes. John Mahama ansha sa bono Okacha Ghana for say he's not going to impose some nuisance tax on Ghanaians. So he's going to be there prudent. He's going to be very tactical in the way he solves Ghana for debt. And then from the beginning of this show, Mekacha will say, and at the beginning of this editorial, me say, sa uti fie na ufie ra or 1,000 Ghana a month. Say eno na utia as rent. Na sa ufie ra ne fro na Okacha will say akwesi. To see I mean 1,000 Ghana biom. Sa 1,000 Ghana na utia na yetumi clean o toilet yetumi prepare fie ho yetumi de maintain fie no sa 1,000 Ghana na menji biom te sia me fie ra me pese me je 500 Ghana na mom also utia 200 Ghana ye de be sa maintenance no obeka se fie ra na bu anase fie ra no anyway din ye. This is how we have to reason, and this is how the conversation is. A simple and basic. Yentumi man kwasiafo bi tina TV so brofo tantan bi omokosia adada bi omudada nipa bi a because omo free power nti omo pe Ghana ye. The NPP are not intelligent. Sanka omo nyansa we a anka omo apply nyansa we when they were in power. Sanka NPP for no nyansa anka time no more power no they could have applied this common sense. They could not apply it. That is why today they are opposing it. Into Tiomo Kasema I say Jimmy for listen to the NPP Tiomo.
We call on the government to immediately withdraw or reduce this predatory levy and instead focus on genuine reforms to improve the efficiency and transparency of the energy sector. I urge all Ghanaians to join us in opposing this unjust and economically devastating tax Ato and his government has forced on us. Now, the minority in the coming days, in solidarity with the Ghanaian people. We'll be staging a number of actions to demand the withdrawal or the reversal of this tax. We consider it draconian, we consider it as insensitive, and we consider it as an action that depicts of a government that is out of touch with the people of this country, having barely been in office for 6 months. This is a disgrace. So we, as part of the series of actions, we are going to engage the Ghanaian people, and then we are going to engage transport owners in the open, and then from there, it will result in, because their actions, we are fighting on their behalf. We don't have power of our own. We represent our people. So our MPs will go to their constituencies and have a discussion with them that this is the taxes that they are going to pay. Taxes that has been introduced by the government of the day. And then we'll pick their input. Based on their input, that would inform our action. I can tell you on authority that demonstration is just
This is the silliness of the NPP. These were the same people who sat in parliament and say, Mupeu, Yempeu, Yebepasi E-Levy. And then the people's problem are their problem. We say, Omuhu NPP for followers is Jimmy. These were the same people. We fought in parliament to stop them from passing E-Levy. Mumusa NPP for say, E-Levy no more pass no. How much did we generate and what did the E-Levy proceeds no? What did it do for us?